They are in their second to the last semester of their learning. There are about 19 students, 2 female. Normally, female don't like to venture into physician assistant. They normally say the course is hard. You do a lot of pathophysiology, deep, in-depth anatomy, and so they say they don't want to have headache studying. So most of the time we have male dominating the physician assistant in Liberia.
So they're almost ready to graduate?
Almost ready. They have to go as a prerequisite for graduation, rural affiliation. Okay. They spend 2 months in rural part of this country. Then they come back, make a report, discuss way forward, and they graduate, they are gone.
Did you come out of high school?
Oh yes. For this program, the prerequisite for this program, you must be a high school graduate, 1. 2, even the grade that you're going to bring, they're going to evaluate your grades from your high school days. And when you set the entrance, they're going to evaluate the grades also that WIAC going to send for you. So it's kind of strenuous because they have to filter you. They got to know who you are in the science field because you are coming to deal with life. And that is the reason even our instructors, they're always pressing on us. You know you are going to deal with life. You know you are going to deal with life. What if your mother is lying before you? What if your uncle, So it's somehow difficult, but we are still moving on.
So it's 3 years, you said?
It's 3 years.
So they start training. Do they work in the hospital?
No, 6 months. They stay here, classroom and skills lab. So they stay here 6 months, they go through the courses, and then because the curriculum is divided into sections. So you come the first semester, you have courses that are required. And then so when you enter, 6 months, you do not go to the hospital because you come new. You don't know anything. What are you going to do there? Yeah. So you stay here 6 months, we prepare you, you have hands-on, and then when you go there, you are not required to do all the skills. You are required to do some of the skills because we start from simple to complex. So we start with simple skills such as vital signs, history taking, weight taking, those sort of skills, simple skills. And then as you stay here, then you start to get those complex skills step by step, and then we guide you through the process.
In addition, also when you enter this institution, you also have ways of evaluation. If you are doing 5 courses, if you happen to fail in one, you go home for 1 semester, depending if you have freshman student or depending your level. If, for example, you are a junior student and then you have freshman student behind you, you fail in one course, you go home for 1 semester, wait for the freshman student to become junior student, and then you join them. But if you happen to fail in 2 courses, you go home for good. Before you enter, you got to go and start entrance all over again before you enter back here. So these are all the procedure to enter this institution.
So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. And how many stay and how many go to other countries?
Well, no, once you graduate, you got to serve the government because all along the training has been free. The government has provided incentives for it to be free. And so once you go through the 3 years program, you are obligated to work for the Liberian government for 3 years. After you finish your 3 years, you can go and work for any entity of your choice. And those that are in the diaspora, some of them travel due to the war, the 1990 war. Some travel and they are still in the diaspora all around the world.
So how many PAs has Liberia trained already?
Close to 1,000 PAs.
From 1960 to now?
Yeah, 1965.
Okay.
Yeah, 1965 to present.
1,000 PAs.
Yeah, but then some are demise, and then what we got. So currently, probably we have approximately approximately maybe 800 to 900 PAs, approximately.
You have to serve in the government for 2 years, right?
3 years.
Yes. As we speak, we signed a document that after the course of the study, we serve the government for 3 years. Yes, because the government is the one that providing the training for us. Yes, so we signed that document and agreement that after here we serve. So after the 3 years, you will have options, either to stay with the government, or if you want to go on your own, you go on your own. Yeah, but
What do you hope to do after 3 years?
What we hope to do after the 3 years? Well, you know, now in Liberia, livelihood is one of the major problems. So if my 3 years expire with the government, I could still be willing to work if they provide the environment for me to work, because they have provided the opportunity for me to learn. So in order to serve my country and that of my people, yeah, the environment provided, I can work. I still want to work after the 3 years for the government if the environment is provided.
The issue of incentive, the issue of motivation becomes a problem. For instance, diploma physician assistants, you are paid at a low rate. Bachelor nurses, bachelor physician assistants for other courses, you pay at an extra rate. So if I graduated 2009, if I don't have a bachelor and I'm practicing in an area, even if I'm a clinical supervisor, if a nurse graduates today with a bachelor, she earns more than me. So they don't pay by experience, they pay by degree. So that's one of the main reasons for staff attrition. So I would like to foster my study to also get a bachelor to earn more. So I would prefer leaving the clinical setting to come back to school or go into private sector. So now the concentration of health workers in Montserrat or Monrovia, the capital, is huge as compared to the concentration of health workers. Not that you don't have them, you have the health worker, but they can't go to rural Liberia because of the low wages. No incentive, no lodging, so it becomes a problem. So everyone wants to come to area where they can move around freely, go to school, get higher education, and be able to advance themselves. So that has been a problem.